Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is Scales of the Soul. If you're new here, thank you so much for showing up for yourself. And for those of you that have been with me for a long time, I appreciate the continued support. Um, Today, we're going to look into the past, present, and future energies of a specific person on your mind, what your relationship is with them. This is a timeless reading, so whenever it does find you is when it is meant to find you. As with any reading, take what resonates, leave what does not behind. I was feeling very nostalgic today. I just got another new deck, the Garbage Pail Kids, which I'm so stoked about. I cannot wait to dig into this, but we are going to be using the Garbage Pail Kids, the Guillermo del Toro, the Dark Crystal, and the X-Men. I was kind of just feeling very um, nostalgic, I guess you could say. So wherever my 80s, 90s kids are, this one's for you guys. So let's get into it. I'm just going to pop these guys up here. Let's look into the past energies with you and this specific person on your mind. So, ooh, Wheel of Fortune. Cool. Closing of old cycles, the Five of Cups, the Hermit in reverse, Knight of Shards, Five of Shards, and the Knight of X-Men, which is the Knight of Pentacles. Cool. Well, this to me is saying straight off the bat, cycles are closing. You are having a very different perspective and change on your emotional and intuitive side regarding this connection. This connection caused you in the past or in the recent past, I'm feeling. This feels like it feels like there may be no contact for sure for some of you. However, this feels like it's been very fresh. This Hermit card in reverse, it sort of sent you into a space of going within, of taking the time to really just sit with yourself, clear out what your priorities were within this connection. We have two knights here, both in forward motion to the future, which is a great sign. We got the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles. So there is forward movement towards the next part of your growth within this connection. This Wheel of Fortune does look promising. It does look like things are moving in the right direction, whether or not that is for a union or for you moving even closer to a relationship within yourself. Five of Shards is the Five of Wands, and that is to me is like you are finally really settling into your intuitive gifts, especially with this Knight of Shards right here moving into this Five of Shards. Your team is surrounding you, your team of your angels, your spirit guides, however you resonate with that. They are really showing you a lot of truth, and a lot of clarity of mind. I'm hearing you are your greatest asset. So, whatever happened, we'll get a little bit more clarifiers on this, but whatever happened between you and this person, it forced you into a new understanding of yourself, like of clear boundaries. This Hermit card, these cards are so dope. um, he's got the intuitive eyes on his hands, right? Pushing things away. Whereas I think maybe in the past, that's what you used to do, is you would just push things away in the face of conflict. Whereas now I think you're really choosing to look at the wisdom that conflict brings about. And instead of running or cutting things off, you're choosing to go into this space of reflection, the space of learning what the gifts are within it. No longer looking at it as, why did this happen to me? More as, how is this happening for me? If that makes sense. We also have, like I said, there is forward motion. Whether or not this is your person, we'll get some clarifiers on this. Whether or not this is your actual person moving forward or you moving forward, I'm gonna look into that a little bit more. I do like that there is such this delivery of messages with these knights here. There is this want to move forward, this desire to continue this wheel turning in your greatest good. I love that we have these fives here. You're having this change of perspective. It's great. All right, let's get some clarifiers on this. We're going to get some messages of love here. Let's look into a little bit more of these energies of the past for you guys. I hope everyone is having a fantastic day or night whenever this finds you. Appreciate you guys being here. Let me know down in the comments, do any of these movies strike some nostalgia for you? Because they sure as do for me. And the Garbage Pail Kids. I mean, I was definitely a collector as a kid. Were you guys? They're just such a cool little deck, and I couldn't believe it existed. So let me know. Tell me about some of your greatest 80s, 90s memories, if you are of that era. And if not, maybe you even resonate. I'm just gonna, there we go. My OCD can't handle crookedness. All right, so Spirit, let me get some clarifier on the energy of the past with this person. This person on the collective's mind. What do you have, Spirit? What does the collective need to hear about the energies of the past with this specific person? Reciprocity. That to me is a direct reflection of these two Five of Cups and Five of Shards, which is the Wands. I want to have equal give and take. I feel like that's a lot of what this energy was, is that it maybe it wasn't reciprocal. Maybe you felt like you were constantly giving, and it wasn't equal. Like there was no equality in it. And I feel like for a lot of you, you had the ability, with all this wand influence here, it's like you had the ability to see the potential change in the soul of who this person was, but there wasn't a willingness on their end to change, to move forward, to give you what you needed. I'm hearing. And reciprocity is so important. Hold on one second. These all just flew out. Okay. 1 second, guys. Yeah, a certain level of equality. I just keep hearing equality, equality, equality. If somebody truly wants to place value on a relationship or you, or is genuinely willing to do the work, then they will show up. They will continue to do the work. If they're not, they are showing you by way of action exactly where they're at. And that is not a reflection upon you. That is a direct reflection of where your person is at mentally, spiritually, physically. Felt the need to say that. Okay, what else we got? Daydreaming. I'm always longing for you. I feel like this person does miss you. They do miss you, and they can't get you out of their mind. And they kind of know that they weren't in congruency with where you were at. Yeah, they weren't in congruency. But it's almost like this person, let's get another couple cards on this. Let's see. Overwhelmed. The stress from this is draining me. To me, I'm getting a lot of self-doubt. I'm getting a lot of saboteur energy, sabotaging. Maybe this person suffers from like really intense anxiety and is very, very much so in their own mind and not feeling like they are deserving of such a beautiful connection that you could give them. So instead of receiving it and facing that vulnerability, it's almost like they just shut down. They shut down and said, nope, too much. I'm just gonna do me over here. And pretend that you're not on my mind and pretend that I don't care. Because if I put this separation between us and this space, that protects my heart, which is unfortunate because if you do resonate and this is a, a high level connection, whatever, however you want to title it, I don't really like to label things, but if it is a high level connection, those oftentimes are reflectors. They are oftentimes, they show us the deep scars within ourselves that need to be healed. And there are two opportunities to walk through that. Either both people, both parties do the work through the triggers and understand why those things are triggering within themselves and look at themselves through the mirror, or they run and keep repeating the same cycles. So that's, I'm feeling very heavily that a lot of you are dealing with that. Mistakes. I wish I could right my wrongs. Yeah, I feel like this person is kind of kicking themselves. They're kind of kicking themselves. They realize that they weren't I'm hearing the most bountiful. They weren't the most bountiful and righteous towards you. And they know that you deserve that. What do we have here? Responsibilities. I have to take care of my financial and emotional needs on the bottom. So maybe that's a big stress. Maybe something's going on financially for your person. Maybe your person, has a family before you. And they're feeling very overwhelmed with those connections and they're tied to them and responsibilities to them, that they know that they can't give you what you do desire and do deserve. However, it's like, hey, I'm willing to make the changes necessary for this to be a healthy and fulfilled relationship. Interesting. All right. So that is the past. Let's clear these guys out and we'll get the present. Let's get the present cards here. All right, Spirit, what do we got? Present. Ooh, the Fool in reverse. Interesting. 10 of Pentacles. All right, this is good. The Chariot, forward motion, strength. Yeah, you got a lot. Hold on, let me migrate these down. We had 4 of the Dark Crystal cards pop out for this one. I remember that. Ooh, Death. And the 4 of Pentacles. What a story we have here. So the present, where you guys are at right now. The Fool in reverse. Next to the 10 of Pentacles. It's like there's this resistance to move forward to whatever this beautiful, valuable, high level connection. There's this stagnation. There's this stoppage, this not willingness to take that leap of faith. But they want it. They want this forward motion, but this person is in their way. This person is second guessing their judgment. It's like they want to move towards this. They really do desire this connection with you, and they want to power through it and, for lack of a better word, sack up and do it. But with this strength and Knight of Stones over here, they're being very stubborn in this Death card. They know that they have to move past their old belief systems, and they're also holding their coins close with this 4 of coins here. 4 of Pentacles. They're keeping things very close to their chest. They are keeping their own heart space, I feel like, especially with this one, their own heart space. They're really protecting it and not really. I feel like that's what the issue is that they are terrified to allow somebody else to protect their heart space, because they know that they have all these valuable aspects around them and other connections externally, but this heart space is under lock and key with them. Yeah, the Knight of Stones. I'm hearing, people like to throw stones at glass houses, which is interesting. But I feel like this is a lot of this internalized thought. I feel like your person really lacks self-confidence, but they put on this really good front of this strength card of like, I'm unstoppable. I'm going to go on my own journeys and fight my own battles and fight my own wars. And I don't need anybody. And they need to like put that old story, that old limiting belief to rest and allow somebody in to protect that heart space. The only way forward is through, I'm hearing. They do want this forward motion, but they just keep getting in their way. It's interesting too, because we have the Strength card and the Knight of Stones in opposite directions of one another. Like she's looking into the past, but also like in the present, right? Like her body is still stuck in the past, but her eyes are looking at the present moment, kind of into the future. Whereas the Knight of Stones, that protection and that like that desire to move forward with the valuable essence of this relationship, he's looking in the future, but he's still defending this message, this desire, this forward motion. And it's a slow, stubborn type of energy. And there's a defense around it. And then we have this. I love this too. Like we have this. He's got this forward. It's like he's protecting himself. This Knight of Stones here, that energy is protecting themselves from the death of the old, from this rebirth that like they so desire to move forward from. And I'm sorry, I'm using he because this is a Knight of Stones, but this could apply to, male or female, however you resonate, whatever's on your mind. But it's this resistance to this rebirth that needs to happen. And she's just over here like, I got no weapons. I surrender. I'm not here to battle you, but you got to be able to let go, put these like heavy stones down that you've been carrying, these burdens, put the weapons down and allow somebody into your heart space. Allow somebody like, see, his weapons are down, right? His weapons are still on his backpack here. Good old Spidey. But, yeah, they gotta, this person on your mind's really protective of their heart space. Even the expression on this face, it's like, I don't know, can I trust you? I don't know, like, I'm not sure. I have my weapons right here that I can draw at any time, and I feel like, because these are swords back here, I feel like your person is really good with words and really, really convincing in their own mind that the stories that they are telling themselves is absolute truth. All right, let's get some clarifiers on this one. Let's get some messages from the person. What is this? I want to look into this heart space. What is this heart space protection that their person is feeling? Our love is always there despite the distance. I mean, perhaps some of you are at a physical distance. Some of you, I mean, like geographically, perhaps some of you are a long distance relationship. And this person knows that it still exists, that there is this cord, this connection. They're probably, honestly, and I love that it's the heart space, right? This interconnectedness. It's like they desire this connection. And they feel it. They feel this tug and pull and this connection to you. But they're still in this like shadowed silhouette. They're still lurking in the background, not convinced that allowing somebody else to protect their heart space is feasible, is of their highest good. You gotta get through that healing, man. Walk through those shadows. I'm hearing as I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Huh. That's interesting because it's like they have to go through the shadow work and allow the death of the old paradigm in order to step into this rebirth, in order to step into what it is that they truly do desire, which is connection, which is vulnerability, which is love. in its simplest, most beautiful form, and that's human connection. And allowing that to happen, there's a certain level of vulnerability that has to be accessed. Soul contract, see? The lessons I learned from us will never be forgotten. So whatever happened between you guys last you spoke, this contradiction here, you really left like an impression. I'm hearing tattooed in their psyche. Like you really left some words that are floating around in this person's head. I feel like you called them out. I feel like you, and not in a bad way or like a like belittling way. It was just more or less like you saw the perspective in which they were too blind to see. So it's like you shine the light on their insecurities. And I'm hearing mic drop. Like you shine the light on it, and then you kind of just were like, listen, I know my value, and if you aren't willing to, meet me at the level in which I am providing in the same space, then please, by all means, take your own journey to healing. But I feel like you kind of you reached a point where you're like, I can't anymore. You know that this soul contract, this cord is there, that you both feel it, undoubtedly. But like I was saying, like those types of high level connections are where we learn the lessons. And are you going to keep repeating the same patterns? Or are you going to choose to have a more objective standpoint and learn and grow, evolve? What else? What is this Strength and Chariot energy here? Why are they wanting forward motion but defending themselves from moving? What is it, Spirit? Show me. If you guys haven't already, by the way, please hit that subscribe button. Buckin. Maybe Buckin is something important. Maybe Buck is a name that is resonant for some of you. Maybe Uncle Buck, since we're in that nostalgia. Maybe Uncle Buck that movie has something nostalgic and connecting to you. John Candy, I'm hearing. Maybe Candy. Maybe the name John. Interesting. Anyways, like I was saying, if you guys haven't already, please hit that like button, that subscribe. It really helps continue to grow this channel. I want to keep bringing these readings to you guys. And, I just really, really appreciate your support. Also, if you want to book a personal reading, the link to my website is down below in the description box, scalesofthesoul.com. I offer other modalities as well on there, so feel free to look around and see if anything calls to you. All right, what is this? Wow, that was a lot. You know what? I'm going to take them because those bopped out hardcore. Okay, gossip. Ooh, I'm afraid of what other people will think. Guilty. I feel pain from the damage I have caused. They know that they hurt you and unappreciated. I feel like you didn't care. Yeah, okay. So I feel like this is your energy, this Chariot, you wanting to move forward, but you also are like, no, I value myself. I value what I have to offer. And I know like this is almost like an offering. Like I know what I have to offer. I know that I have this pure heart, this pure essence, this almost like I'm hearing virgin energy. It's just this pure essence. Like you've been nothing but raw, real, authentic, I feel like, with this person. And they have had I'm hearing stonewalled. They've had this stone wall up that you could not penetrate. And it's just like, okay, you can only push a rock for so long before you become completely exhausted, right? Like I said, this person, I feel like they use their words. They use their words to protect themselves. And I feel like there's things that were said that really hurt you. And it's like I feel like I'm seeing like literally as soon as it came out of your person's mouth, they instantly like had this stab to their own gut, like, shit, why did I just say that? Like, it was just a knee-jerk reaction because I think you were kind of calling them out on something, and their instant like fight flight response was to respond in a way of criticism. And that's what I feel like this gossip card is about. I'm afraid of what other people will think. It's almost like maybe you don't fit into, I'm hearing into the box, like you don't fit into this specific box or this perception that maybe they had of you. And they can only, it's like your person can only, what is the word I'm looking for? Can only see you the same degree that they see themselves. And I feel like for somebody, for your person, really, if they lack self confidence, they lack self assurance, it's easier to manipulate and bring you down to their level. And it's almost like all the projections that they were maybe uneasy about within you. I don't want to say dislike because it's not dislike. It's just like, I feel like they've found things out maybe about you that like kind of shattered their perception of who you were. And they're putting this sort of critical judgment on it. And it's their own insecurities projecting out. Does that make sense? And also this guilty card is really standing out to me. It's like all this darkness surrounding this window of opportunity. This window of like freedom of being able to rise, being able to connect to the higher realms. Um it's like all this shadowy work around them is keeping them from this peaceful desire that they do have. Hmm. All right, let's move on to the future. Yeah, guys, comment down below. Let me know how this is resonating for you. It's a very, very stubborn energy, very challenging energy right now in present. But let's see. I wouldn't be surprised. Let's see. Let's see. We got the Sun. Great card. Ooh, Justice in reverse. King of Wands. The Empress. Ooh, we got double Empress energy here. Okay. Let's scooch these guys over. We'll take that double. Oh, I'm hearing mother wound needs to be healed. They need to set that down. They don't want to keep breaking your heart. For some of you, and whether you resonate as a divine masculine or feminine, for some of you, your person, you triggered your person's mother wound. And for some of you, like you really remind your person of their mother in your actions, in your foresight, in your ability to see beyond the physical 3D reality. There is a major illumination coming in with the Sun. This is what's happening in the future. We have the Sun and the Justice card reverse. I feel like based on what happened in whatever interaction last you spoke, they are coming around to a major realization. However, Justice card in reverse, they're still resisting. They're still resisting the clarity of responsibility, I'm hearing. They are still resisting the balancing out of the scales. Shout out to my Libras. Scales of the soul, right? Yeah, they're in resistance, but there is an illumination. There is like a very clear sense that they are being led to uh with why things happen the way that they did with you. That's interesting. We're gonna get to that. Anyways, King of Wands, the Empress. Your spiritual team is alchemizing and directing you to your highest good, I'm hearing. Now, whether that means that you and your person end up together or that means another high level partner comes in, either way, like this is there's a very wise masculine energy about to meet a very sturdy, grounded feminine energy. So, however that resonates for you, male or female, there is about to be that type of balance that comes in. Now, there is also, I feel like, a conflicting energy with your person specifically that they are getting the wisdom. The wisdom is striking down. They are standing in understanding this wisdom. And it's like they keep getting downloads and signs and messages of direction. However, it's like they're choosing not to see clearly. They have to go within and do that healing. Interesting. For some of you, bats may be very uh may resonate to some degree. Also frogs, like I'm hearing sometimes you got to kiss a lot of frogs to meet your prince. I'm also hearing like there is a level of downloaded insight that is coming to your person that they are learning to ground into this reality. Hmm. Yeah, then we got this double empress right here. I feel like that is somewhat of the challenge and simultaneously the blessing of this relationship. Like I said, I feel like there's a strong mother wound that your person is dealing with, um, or a maternal wound that this person is dealing with that maybe they never really I'm hearing like never really felt nurtured emotionally. And you bring that in, which is why it's so triggering to them. 3 3 might be a number. Maybe you're seeing 3 3 a lot. 3 3 3 3. This has come up a lot for me lately. The Holy Trinity, you know. Um, and that's a cycle. That's a cycle of like of initiation, of going through the initial phases of change, grounding them into the human experience and sending them up to the higher realms. Um, got the 9 of Wands over here. Yeah. It's like your person definitely wants to move forward. They no longer want to stand in their own way. They're grounding into their wisdom, but there's still kind of this like this resistance, this like weary. It's weary. Like there's a weary energy of like not trusting themselves. And they don't want to keep breaking their own heart, I'm hearing. You know, like three of swords upright is usually representative of heartbreak, of taking that dagger to your own heart or being heartbroken. But since it's in reverse, it's like they're sick of repeating the same patterns of feeling that way. They don't want to break their own heart anymore. That's the future. So they got to heal this deep-seated wound that they have in order to stop bleeding on the people that didn't cut them, I'm hearing. All right, let's get some messages from your person. What do we need to hear, Spirit? Tell me about this resistance to integrate the wisdom that they are gaining through this. Yeah, let me know down below in the comments, guys, how this resonates for you. Give me some hearts and swords down there. Unsatisfied. I wasn't happy with the way things were going. Yeah, that's the resistance. You illuminated a lot for this person. And instead of doing the work and taking responsibility and facing themselves in a proactive way, I'm feeling like even for some of you, I don't know, this just came in like really strong, that some of your, whoever your person is, they may suffer deeply from depression. Maybe like they may suffer from some pretty serious mental health issues, and not having the proper tools to heal and shake themselves from that. It's almost like they're more comfortable being in that state because they haven't learned properly how to that's interesting. I'm being shown and told, put the gears together. So I don't know, maybe some of your people are mechanics, maybe some of your people are, I'm hearing psychology, like into psychology, or like not, haven't gone to therapy, basically, like they're not learning how to, I'm literally seeing like the gears going in on one another and being able to turn. It's like they're showing me like a piece of wood stuck in the gears. And like wood you could break through. Like the wood is the blockage. And they're not allowing that the gears of the mind to flow freely. It's like there's this stagnation, this stop, this hurt, this pain that is like blocking the gears from moving forward. Wow, that was very specific. Maybe some of your people I'm hearing are engineers. Like they have that very highly educated mind in that sense, but their emotional intelligence is not to the same degree. I don't mean to laugh. I just mean like they have a really hard time comprehending emotion, and maybe that part of them was like underdeveloped with this mother wound. Interesting. Okay, what else, Spirit? Tell me about this Empress energy here. What is this Empress energy? This double Empress energy. Okay, one of them flipped. Where'd it go? Oh, two of them. Wow. Okay, well, we got mend. I want to fix our connection. They definitely want to. Unexpected outcome. Things didn't go the way I planned. I feel like whatever happened between the two of you that caused this conflict or this challenge, like, I don't think either of you expected it to go the way that it did. Maybe both of you were coming from a wounded place and didn't have the ability to speak the same language at that moment. And maybe both of you are trying to mend this heart space and like have the desire to fix it because you're not ready to like let it go. All right. One more. One more, Spirit. What's this breaking of the own heart? What's this Three of Swords about, Spirit? Ooh. Interesting. Third party. There were other things that got in the way of us being together. This doesn't always necessarily mean that it's another person. For me, honestly, I feel like I feel like the third party was their mental state. Like, I don't know if you can see clearly on this card, but look, they're like engulfed in like internal flames. I'm not getting another person on this one. I'm really not. I don't think it's like a cheating aspect. I think it's quite literally their own mental state as a defense mechanism. And that is what stood in the way. And God, the struggle. I feel sad. I feel sad for anybody that's going through that type of mental health thing. That type of like self combustion and destruction. That's a tough place to be in. But there is this mending that wants to happen here. But there has to be the ability and willingness to really want to move forward and heal and be better. And you know what? Unfortunately, like as much as you as the partner want to come in and heal and help fix it, this is your person's journey. 4114 on the clock. So maybe 41 or 14 might be, maybe look that up. 4114 numerology. Anyways, as much as you may want to be the healer and help save this person and help heal them and help be that savior, this is your person's journey that they have to go through, or they're going to keep repeating the same patterns. This conflict, separation, whatever may have happened, had to happen for the highest good of both of you. All right, give me one final outcome card here, Spirit. Hope. They haven't given up on us yet. And that ring is really standing out to me. So there's still hope in this. There's still genuine hope. There is still that desire for this connection. However, you both have to be in a place of willing to do the work, willing to hold space for each other, to be vulnerable. And by vulnerable, I mean like loving the imperfections of one another, having patience, however, having steadfast boundaries of what you will and will not tolerate in order for the foundation to be strengthened. Because if there's behaviors that I'm hearing like that dysregulate your nervous system within this, then those need to be expressed and honored. So, because if they're not, then you are just simply allowing that type of behavior to repeat. So, with that being said, there's definitely hope in this party. It's a challenging one, but it's not. It is a beautiful story of evolution, I'm hearing. And I hope that you do both find healing. I hope that you do have this ability to mend this if that's what you want and that's what you desire, and both parties are putting in that equality. Wasn't that the first one we picked? That equality of, right? Where is it? Reciprocity. Putting in that reciprocity. Both of you giving and receiving at the same level. Balancing out those scales. So, with that being said, this is your reading. I appreciate you guys being here, and 44:22 on the clock. I love that. Great way to end. Anyways, I appreciate you guys being here, and I will see you on the next one. Thanks. Bye.